Kadabra helps you transform a textual document into a digital process in minutes. It is easy, efficient, and simple to use. What is magical about Kadabra is that it does almost all the work by itself by identifying the relevant fields and labels. Let's see how it works. We start by adding a new PDF document and uploading the file we want to digitize by dragging it to the builder. Once it's uploaded, we will start using Kadabra. In the left panel, we have the Kadabra button. When we click the button, the screen changes and a wizard appears on the bottom right of the screen. This wizard will accompany us throughout the creation of the webflow and will guide us through each of the steps. First, it analyzes the document we uploaded. This may take a minute or so, depending on the document's length. Once it finishes analyzing the document, we can start building the webflow. We start by marking the document title. This title is usually the form's name on the top of the page. If Kadabra identified the title correctly, we can click Next. Kadabra will try to recognize the bold labels as titles, and these titles will split the process into pages. Request details will appear on one page, special instructions on another, and then goes account holder signature. Marked fields are clickable and you can change the text of the title. The two text fields on top aren't connected to the section titles we identified earlier, so they'll appear on their own page. Kadabra identified all titles correctly. Now Kadabra tries to identify every box or line that looks like a text field. These fields are where the user will enter the data. We can edit the label of the text fields. Click on the mark and on the label button, you can see it already recognizes the text, so we will delete what we don't need and save. In the next field, name of attached documents, we see that it's a big box, meaning a long input. We can change the type of text field clicking on the mark and on the type button. We'll switch it to multi-line text field. This means that the component in the webflow will be a text area suitable for long text. We'll do the same for the next text field, special instructions. Next, Kadabra identified the signature box as a text field, so we make sure that its type is classified as signature field. Lastly, we see that Kadabra recognized this barcode as a text field. We don't need this text field in our process, so we can remove it by clicking on the Remove button and on the Remove this text field. When we have a multi-option question, we can use the radio or checkbox questions. If the user can choose only one option, we can use the radio button field. If the user can choose multiple options, we can use the checkbox field. In this case, we can see that Kadabra identified the circles as open fields, and when we click on them, we see it recognize the two closed circles and group them together as a radio question. When we click on Next, we see that it recognized the label Request Type. We'll make sure that the next questions are also marked correctly and delete the text we don't need in the label. In many cases, there are also informational texts that we want to include in the digital process we're creating. These may be text instructions about the form, statements, or any text that is important for the user to see. We'll mark these texts with the help of Kadabra. We can enlarge the marking box to include all the related text and edit it in case we want. If we want the user to be able to upload attachments, we can specify this here. We'll write the label of the attachment and determine whether it's an optional or required action. Use the plus button to add more. We added one, so we can click on Next. Kadabra is all done, and now it creates the webflow that will contain all the text fields we've marked, the radio questions and text that will be the foundation for the digital process. It may take a few seconds until everything is created. We can see that Kadabra has created a brand new webflow with different pages, a button, and text fields. These text fields have a label Kadabra identified earlier, and they are from a type of text input. Next, there are the radio questions and the multi-line text fields we specified with a type of text area. Also, there is a signature field on its own page, and we can adjust the instruction on the signature. Finally, Kadabra also created a preview page where we'll be able to see the data the user entered, printed out on the PDF document. Along with the webflow, Kadabra also created the model, which holds all the logic behind the form. Every item in the model is linked to the matching text field, radio question, file, or signature in the webflow. Every item has the right type, file to file, and signature to signature. Now we can view the actual process. The builder will generate a link we can click on to look at what we've created. A new tab with a link to the process was opened, and we can see a welcome page with the form's name and a button to start. We see all the pages we've created. And now can we enter the text inside the text fields? We can sign the form, upload an attachment, and continue to a preview of the PDF. There, we see the data we typed before. After we've seen what Kadabra created, we can make some changes and design adjustments. For example, we can customize the title, make it bold with a different font, and design all your text with a nicer font. We can drag the two separate text fields to the same page with the rest of the questions and remove the unnecessary page. And there you have it, a full digital process with all questions and texts already connected to the model, ready for you to enhance it by adding validations and conditions, making it a complete working digital process. And all in less than half an hour.